Hello again. There's been a mixed reaction from local health staff to the state government's $3,000 thank you payment. While many say it's nice to finally be acknowledged in a material way, the general consensus is it's not nearly enough. Nurses in Ballarat say they're being encouraged to work double shifts of up to 18 hours at a time. One nurse who asked to remain anonymous says the $350 million package would be better spent waiving student loans. COVID restrictions will be extended at Ballarat St John of God Hospital for another 7 days. The hospital says it's due to the ongoing pressure put on staff hit with the virus. That's despite there being an average 100 fewer cases a day compared to this time last week. And the Great South Coast will showcase its role as a leader in renewable energy at the upcoming Sustainability Forum. Showers and 10 degrees for Ballarat tomorrow. Hello again. Multiple fires have been reported across the region in the past 24 hours. Someone's been setting 6 bins ablaze in Kerrang, burning them all to the ground in the town's CBD. A vehicle was also set alight at Nolan Street at 9 this morning. The blaze was brought under control before 9:30. Police now investigating how they all started, urging anyone with details or CCTV footage to come forward. After a year and more storms, the region is still in recovery. More than 1,400 people in Macedon Ranges experienced some form of damage from the storms last year. The Shire's CEO says council is continuing to advocate on behalf of residents and provide more support. And Swan Hill's annual racing carnival is back on this weekend, with more than 10,000 people expected to come to the region. More than $26 million in prize money has been added to this year's race. Hello again. The ACT government will invest millions of dollars to improve sexual assault responses. It's in response to an independent report that found survivors believe the ACT's support framework is inadequate. The government has accepted all 24 recommendations and committed nearly $9 million into making them a reality. The bulk of it will be spent over 4 years to design a one-stop shop for survivors to access specialist services. Construction company Better Buildings has been fined $450,000 over the death of a worker on its Denman Prospect site 2 years ago. The carpenter fell 6 metres. Earlier in the year, the company pleaded guilty to the charge laid against it. And the hunt is on to find the Canberran or even a visitor who scored $100,000 in the latest Lucky Lotteries draw. The ticket was purchased at the Nextra Belconnen store. Hello again. Local police are cracking down on poor driving this long weekend. There have been 16 fatalities on our roads in the past 12 months. One of the most terrifying crashes took the life of 2 teenagers in Hayfield. Police will be targeting speeding, driving under the influence and people not wearing seatbelts. A multi-million-dollar support package is on the way to public health care. The state government is paying $3,000 to staff working in public hospitals and ambulance services. It comes days after Bairnsdale Regional's emergency department had hour-long wait times, causing patients to seek other options. And a tiny turtle has made a remarkable recovery after he was found by surfers in South Gippsland. The baby loggerhead had suffered a hypothermic reaction and flipper injury. He's being kept at Melbourne Aquarium until he'll be released later this year. Hello again. A man has been arrested following a string of attempted burglaries in Mayfield. Officers were called to a home yesterday after CCTV footage captured a man trying to break in. A short time later, the same person attempted to break into 2 cars but was caught by police. He's been refused bail. Immunocompromised Hunter residents between the ages of 12 and 15 will be eligible to receive their COVID booster as early as next week. The Hunter is recording one of the state's highest daily COVID numbers. Just under 1,000 people were infected in the last reporting period. It'll be made available to around 120,000 teens. Target doesn't recommend the booster for all 12 to 15-year-olds at this stage. And more than 50 people were evacuated from a Lake Macquarie factory today after 2 large lithium batteries caught ablaze. It was quickly extinguished though. Hello again. 23 people, including 2 teens, have been arrested in Wollongong as police crack down on shoplifting. One woman allegedly stole a $500 jacket from a store on Crown Street, but police say the majority of thefts were from supermarkets. 14 people are set to face court, while 7 others were issued criminal infringements. Police say similar operations will take place in the future. Immunocompromised South Coast teenagers between 12 and 15 will be eligible to receive their COVID boosters as early as next week. It'll be made available to around 120,000 teenagers nationwide. The ATAGI doesn't recommend the booster for all 12 to 15-year-olds at this stage. And Dragons captain Ben Hunt helped the Maroons win the first State of Origin game. Hunt will back up tomorrow and put on his red jersey as the Dragons take on the Cowboys in the NRL.